Honored Argo. So just a quick few words and then we're going to get started right away. So, Argos, of 2,400 students on this campus, you have been selected. Hear from our teachers, so let's get started.
The theater and dance program are Honored Argos this year, and I'm so proud of all of you. Okay. But that is why I'm introducing three, but I didn't pick three. I just have three. Okay, so my first one is Virginia. And Virginia gives 1,000% every single day in class. I never have to ask her for more. She just does it. I honestly, Virginia does not talk a lot in class, but she shows it through her dancing. And best of all, when Miss Leong asked the entire class, who wants to go get Miss Leong breakfast, only Virginia raised her hand. So I love her extra, but don't worry, I didn't get breakfast. All right, then we have Mia Muniz here. This is Miss Ramirez's Honored Argo. And Miss Ramirez says, Mia embodies all the qualities an Argo should have. She's intelligent, empathetic, contributes to her school through her various stellar performance and spreads positivity everywhere she goes. Most importantly is that she does this persistently even when life might present conflict. I admire her resiliency and know that a great future awaits her. So that's Mia. Okay, sorry. And then we all should stand up for you, okay? And then finally we have Cassidy, and Cassidy is Miss Desai's Honored Argo, and Cassidy is quiet, the quiet one in class, but also the one who's always on top of what's going on in class. She is organized and cares about her work. She makes my life easier by being the one who I can count on to provide work that is complete and clear. She makes my choice in teaching the best one I've made in my life. She definitely is going to go far with her choice of careers.
Miranda, where are you, honey? All right, there she is. So this is what Mr. Desai wrote about Leslie. Leslie always has a smile on her face that makes me feel happy. She enjoys learning, which is great for me as a teacher, and she's one of those students who I know will be a kind, caring human being in her choice of careers. All right, good job, Leslie.
This is Louise. Everyone should be as lucky as I am to have a personal cheerleader and hype man like Louise. He's hilarious, honest, responsible, passionate, hardworking, and a true joy to be around. Yet behind his infectious smile, which you can see right there, and positive attitude is a true survivor. He has endured more in his first 16 years of life than some of us will in a lifetime. But he's come out of it, in his own words, thriving. Many people let life circumstances turn them bitter, but Luis has instead met challenges head on and has let them build his truly amazing character. It's my absolute honor to have you as a student, Luis, and I hope you know what a truly remarkable and special person you are.
I had the absolute pleasure of teaching her last year, and this year she will be my TA. Abe's incredibly brave. She plays tennis, she bakes. Dungeons and Dragons on the weekend. I always look forward to her stories. Amuses me. She's fun, and thank you so much for all the hard work you've done this year.
Honored Argo is Dominic Brito, and Dominic's not my student. He's been hanging out in front of my classroom since he was a freshman. Now he's in my class every day at lunch, and to see the growth that Dominic's had over these 4 years, I couldn't be more proud of the young man he has become, and I see a good future for him to keep going down that same path of growth. And so, Dominic, good job, bud, and keep it up.
The first conversation was about Kermit and the possibility that he may have started 9/11. Fast forward today, we're talking about chemical trails now. Yeah. But 2 months ago, I really got to know this guy, and he shared some personal information, and this guy has overcome great trials and tribulations. I'm so proud of him. Salvador Valco.
Jessica, and they come to us as English language learners. They're in the ELD program here, but you would never know it. In my class, they are unbelievably outstanding. They work so hard, and I want them to know that their hard work doesn't go unnoticed. I really notice how diligent they are and how hard they work, and their writing is so beautiful. Like, it's hard to imagine that with, being ELO learners, how good their writing is. So I just want them to know how proud of them I am. I can't wait to see what they do in the future because I know they're going to be so successful. They're both seniors this year, but they're in my class. It's a junior class, but they're making up more classes because, yeah, coming from somewhere else. So I'm so proud of them for how many classes they're taking, how hard they work, and overall I'm just so very proud of them. These girls are amazing. So yeah, Emily, Jessica.
So this is Frankie Gatios. I've known Frankie for 4 years, and I just want to say that you are one of my most favorite people on this campus. I am so proud of all of your growth and maturity over the last 2 years. You have stressed me out, and but given me a lot of laughs. So I just want to say that I am proud of you, and I wish you all the best.
It is an absolute pleasure having Landon as a student. He is respectful, friendly, and helpful. You can always count on him to bring a smile to your face. He's a breath of fresh air on those not so great days. He's an awesome student, athlete, and an overall awesome human being. I'm very proud of Mr. Mendoza and wish him lots of success.
So my Honored Argos this year are Allison Blewett and Nat Juarez. Nat was my student last year and Allison is my student this year. However, both of them, every time I see them, they have a big smile on their face. They brighten up my day. So their energy is really positive, and I love having them or having had them. So thank you.
Rick Bingham. I've had the pleasure of having him the last 2 years in my class. He always brightens up my day and the class. He always laughs and appreciates my jokes and never fails every day to wish me a good day or, you know, how was your weekend? He always asks, and he's a senior, he's graduating, he's off to Cal State for next year. So thank you, Eric.
Her in fourth period last semester, which was one of the hardest, most difficult classes I've ever had, and she made it a lot better, and now she's in first period, and she made that class even better. So it's a testament to how awesome she is.
During COVID, so I had him as a freshman in my English class, and he was just playing guitar the whole time. If you know Pablo, he's the one that's playing guitar backwards at the student talent show. And so I had lots of conversations with his mom on the phone and his sister, and I invited him every day to Argo Academics, and he always stood me up. But now he's in my English 3 class, and he's so articulate and so smart. He challenges ideas historically in our literary texts, and he's just a brilliant mind, artistically and academically. So thank you, Pablo, for being my student. And Miss Kella Dedham, I met this year. She was really quiet last semester, but I always smiled when she came into the room because she comes in and she's like, "Hi, Miss Scarpella," and no one's ever called me Scarpella, like with the double L. And I love that. And so just that greeting every day kind of makes my day and sets the tone for that period. But then I saw her dance, and I was like, my quiet Kella, and this semester she's really a lot more vocal, and she's a poet. I learned recently during our poetry presentations, but I'm just really honored to know you two and to be able to teach you.
And my Honored Argo is Joshua Ramos. Joshua has amazing people. First of all, if you know Josh, you already know we're not starting. He's got this infectious smile that he walks in to class with every single day. He greets me, as Ms. Scarpella said. It's just those things that really set the tone for the class. And every day he's like, "Hi, squirrel," and every day he makes sure to say goodbye to me before he leaves. One day he didn't, and I was like, "Oh, where's Josh?" And then he ran back and he's like, "Miss Squirrel, I want to see you." And I was like, "Oh." But he's got this voice that you could all hear. He's got like this TV host / journalist voice, and so we make him read all of the things in class that need to be read out loud, even if it doesn't need to be read out loud. We're like, "Josh, can you read that for us?" And he's just so always eager and willing to step in and do that. He's got random facts for me all the time about wombats and California law and just random things that are quirky and just make my day so much more brighter. So much more bright. I'm an English teacher. But anyways, Josh is just that kid that you wish you had or that everybody should have in class, and so I thank you, Josh, for all that you bring to our class every single day.
She's just such a joy to have in my class. She always comes in with a bright smile, brightens my day, and she's just one of the best students I've got this year. So I'm very lucky to have her in my class. So welcome, Michelle.
class and always getting top grades, but more importantly, it's her personality. Everybody loves her. She's friendly, she's kind, she's just approachable, down to earth, and everyone just loves her. So that's the first part. So she makes our class better because she is smart and everybody loves her, so everyone comes to her for help. Everybody. She is like, desires to help people. She has such a kind heart. She will come after school to the days I'm doing test corrections for my first year calculus just to help them. Not because she needs to be there, she wants to be there. But she's such an asset to my classes, to everyone around, and she's just a joy to have, and so that's why I chose her.
This is Sammy Yo, and being in the library, sometimes I have a very small, limited amount of students, and so she's not my student this year. She came and she found books behind the counter last year, and she just heard them calling her name, and then she said, Mrs. Gable, can I check them out? And like during the summer, and I said, of course, you can check them out. And she has been back ever since, and she is the light to have. She makes me smile. She comes and greets me almost every day, and she's angry if I am not here on campus because I don't have a sub or anything. And so she makes that known that I'm not allowed to be absent anymore the rest of the school year. And it's a delight just to know this person. So I adore you, Tammy. Thank you.
Is a Lego. JD is the epitome of persistence. She never stops giving up. She is constantly looking for ways to improve, whether that is academically or personally. Her positive attitude is contagious, and I always look forward to her being in class. She's never afraid to participate or ask questions, and it's refreshing to have a student who actually wants to learn, like JD. So thank you, JD, for being my shining light during fourth period, which is my craziest class. So thank you.
David is fantastic. He was not in band for like his entire life like some of my kids were. He rejoined last year and just absolutely ran with it. So he is in my class all the time, after school or during sixth period, during lunch, asking questions, practicing. In class, he helps other people stay on task. He is just a model band student. He picked up another instrument when I needed somebody to play clarinet, and as far as I can tell, he's really enjoying it. He also signs up for extra stuff like jazz band. He's always there to help out. So he also just makes class super fun. Every time he hits me with a "Yo, Mr. G," I know he's either gonna like make my day much better or ask me a fantastic question. So thank you, David, for being such a great student.
Gang. And I address him that way every time I see him because when he comes into my classroom, he says, Madam Stoner. And every time he says that, Madam Stoner, I kind of feel like, wow, am I a superhero? But really, the superhero status is right here, guys. Every time I ask a question, Hung's like, yes, Madam Stoner. That's right, Madam Stoner. He is so invested in my sixth period. He just brings the level up. And I'm almost near tears, Hung, because you know how much I adore you. But I want everybody else to know he's just so fabulous. He's only 10. So I don't think I've ever chosen two people because this is tough for me to talk to all y'all. But this is Miss Mila Soto. She's had me twice, so she's had to listen to my lame, funny jokes one more time. And I'm going to read this so I don't forget to say anything. But this young lady would like to become an English teacher. Wow. And she told me that last year, right at the end of the year. And we've had further conversations about her future and just getting into this crazy profession. And I'm just so blown away as to the woman she's become from her freshman year. And she's just one hell of a kid. I'm so proud of her, and I know she's got a great road ahead. And Hopefully one day you could be a colleague, but if you decide to leave Crazy California, you know, I know we'll keep in touch and you'll tell me all about your essays. You're great. Mila, everybody.
Good morning. So I'm Miss Luger, and I actually picked 2, and I'm a repeat offender. So this is Selena. I'm going to read it just so I don't forget. Selena is one of the strongest and hardest working students I've ever had. She takes care of everyone in her family while also being a top student. I'm so glad that I've been able to get to know her and cheer her on as she accomplishes what seems practically impossible to others. She is going to do amazing things, and I'm excited to see her break free from high school life and chase her dreams as she enters adulthood and goes to college. I would be proud to have her as a daughter one day, or someone that has such an amazing personality and strength. And this is Alan. Alan Trin has been in my class now for 3 years. He also had Miss Powell, so he's never not had a Powell, basically, for math, so it's kind of one of the rares, right? I've gotten to know him as my TA this year. He has me 5th and 6th period for AP Stats, and then my TA, so we spent a lot of time together. I've learned how hard he works to do best for his family outside of school. Alan is focused on helping provide for them, and he balances his schoolwork. He's incredibly intelligent, and even gets frustrated at times when he doesn't get something right away. So used to being so smart in school. Anyway, he was a bit standoffish at first, especially during distance learning, but he has come out of his shell and allowed me to get to know the real him. I always look forward to his sense of humor and the real talks we get to have. I watched Alan become excited about his life after high school. He's ready to join the military and work hard to make a difference in others' lives. It's inspiring as a teacher to watch students realize their potential and learn how to believe in themselves.
Hello everyone, I'm Mr. Lamb. This is Anthony. I love this guy. I love his story. In August, out of all his relatives and cousins in Costa Rica, his aunt picks him to come over to America to live with her to basically pursue the American dream. And after having him for a semester, I know exactly why. This guy is hardworking, he's mature, respectful, and does his best. And just a quick little story, just last week, he comes to me after school and says, Mr. Lamb, can I get more worksheets on completing the squares so I can get better at it? Because after school, I don't have a lot to do, so I want to practice that. So any kid that wants to practice math in their free time is my Honored Argo every day, all day. Congrats, Anthony.
The common threads that we hear over and over and over today, and every time we do this, is the student that comes in with a smile on their face, says hello, says goodbye, basically makes us feel more like humans. And this is no exception. This is Ackwinder, and I actually also chose her sister, Rauswinder. No relation, just kidding. They're twins. Unfortunately, her sister is sick today, so she couldn't be here. Ruined my joke. Anyway, they are wonderful. I have both of them. They are wonderful. They come in, literally both of them. I don't even have them in the same period. They both go out of their way to say hello, to say goodbye, and make me feel human. So, thank you.
Photos in the back. Alright, hi, I'm Mrs. Ivins. I picked Raquel as my Honored Argo. I don't have her in my class, I've never had her, but for cheer, she helped me move into my classroom when I first started here. She has been so helpful. She'll visit me in class just to check how I'm doing. She filled in on varsity 3 separate times, so I know I can count on her for anything. So she's my Honored Argo. I'm honored to be here.
Hello everyone, so I'm Liz and this is Ellie Bravo. I also don't have her, she's a cheerleader, but I chose her because not only does she balance having calculus, having physics, but she also is on varsity cheer and has practices like every day till 5, even morning practices, and then on Saturdays we have competitions and stuff, so she's always there putting in effort. And also, like, some days she would come after school, or not after school, but during lunch to my classroom, and she would ask for help and for physics, because physics is a hard class, and she'd be like, I don't understand this, can you help me? So she just showed me that she always has time to put in effort, and even in practices she shows me that she's always going to be trying hard. If she gets hit, she's always going to get back up and show that she's strong. So I'm just proud of her, and I know that she's going to accomplish great things. So.
This is Elizabeth, and I picked her because in a world filled with drama, aka cheer, she is my sanity, and just always gets me, whether it's just looking at each other and she just understands what I'm saying with my eyes. I'm just super grateful for her and her wittiness and sense of humor, dry sense of humor, but she's awesome in all ways. Thank you.
Okay, so I picked 4. Hope you don't mind.
So just kidding. So these two right here, and then be Miss Laz and her too. Come on over. All right. Yeah. Okay. So now I have to talk. So this is Miss Paulina Ponce. And I want to just read something about her. I'm so proud of you. Oh, jeez. Okay. You are a true warrior, princess. You are beautiful, both inside and out, and you have an inner strength that will never be squelched. That means put out. In case you know. Your life is an inspiration to me because you have chosen life and true happiness. Never forget how valuable you are, because certainly I will never forget you. All my love, Pink Paulina. Okay, now I'm crying. Okay, you want to sit down or sit? Okay. And then I'm going to turn this way now. So all of you, okay. So this right here is my amazing right-hand man, Mr. Josh Alvarado. Okay, and Josh is my TA, so here we go. Josh, you have been my lifeline this year. Not only are you my #1 TA, but your dependable and honest nature is something that I have really leaned on. I know you know that, right? Every single day. Yeah, and you didn't disappoint. I am so impressed with how far you've come since last year when I first had you as a junior. He's a senior now, okay, so I've had him 2 years. And I'm proud of your growth. I've seen a lot of growth and the maturity that you have displayed now in the second half of your senior year. I know that your future will be bright. Thanks for being the best TA ever. I appreciate you so much. Sincerely, Miss Kay. Stand up, you two. Come on over here. Sorry. Okay. So first, we have Miss Sophia Martinez, and Miss Laz says, Sophia is similarly amazing, as you are. I should have read yours first, okay. She is a true scholar of English, and reading her essays is a pleasure because they are insightful and also easy to grade, usually only requiring that I write a single word like lovely, wow, or amazing. Does she do that to you? Yeah. Adjectives that also apply to Sophia herself. In addition to being an incredible human being, you are also, they are also the cutest couple in class. Oh! I should have read that last. It would have made more sense. Okay. So, let me back over. Zach. You know this. Zach is always the first to my 0 period, says Miss Laz. So I talk to him every day. He is the kind of young man you want your son to grow up to be like and your daughter to marry. He is funny, kind, and smart. And
I know that too because I had you last year, and always participates even so early in the morning. So give him a big hand.
Kevin Doan, star of my 6th grade chemistry class, and this young man is a pleasure to have. He's loved the sense of humor. He keeps things lively, keeps things interesting. Chemistry or not related, it's always interesting when Kevin's in the room. And then we've got a good group of other people too. You know, this is one of those years we got a lot of amazing students. I feel like I could have picked 15 Honored Argos. So what sets Kevin aside, you know, again, I love the sense of humor. I love Kevin being the wonderful guy that he is in class, but you know, also one of the things that we always encourage our students is resilience and toughness in the face of obstacles. And Kevin's had more than his fair share of them, and he's struggled with a lot of difficulties, including like losing his father, depression, and other things too. But you know, it's just one of those things that makes me so proud to see that no matter what the challenges, no matter what the difficulties there is in class, being smiling and making every day a great day. So it's awesome to have you, Kevin. Thanks for being here.
Chose Richie before this year. So Richie is, I've been blessed to have Richie. You're behind me, that's weird. I've been blessed to have Richie for 3 years. I had him as a freshman during COVID, and one of the things that's hard about my job that I'm realizing now, picking an Honored Argo after this being my 4th year, is I have a lot of repeat students, and I fall in love with so many of my students, and so I've made it a goal to make sure that for my Honored Argo, I make sure to find that student who thinks that I don't see them, because Richie he's an introvert. He's a little bit kind of in the back, he's a little quiet, but from day 1 of COVID, he would get on the chat and type, "Good morning," and it was so cute. And he would come in when he came in person, and then he's made sacrifices to stay in choir because he's also an instrumentalist. And so he's taken 0 periods, he's made sacrifices, and this year he's been the shining light in our tenor section in my 3rd period class, keeping on top of his notes. His section leader had to move sections, and he's really stepped up and kind of has become the pseudo fake section leader in there, and I just wanted him to know that I've seen him overcome a lot in his personal life as well, his struggles, and he's so compassionate. He has the biggest heart ever. Anytime something happens in the world, it affects him so much, and just to see how much he cares for society and people, it's just, I really admire him, and I wanted him to know how much he deserved to be honored today.
Good morning, everyone. Mr. Paul Don is not here, so I'm here replacing him for now. So I'm Mr. Don. This Dylan Hopkins, he has proven that it isn't how you start, but rather how well you persist. He shows on a daily basis how his passion for learning has grown, whether it's asking his ever helpful guiding questions during avid tutorials, or actively explaining or sometimes debating the concepts coming from a push to his table mate. He's true to his word and will hold you to yours as well, as he's quite skilled at writing a contract. Dylan has made excellent stride over this past semester, and I'm excited to see how much farther he can push himself. So this is Mr. Paul Don Honored Argo. Alright, as always, I always choose 2 Honored Argo. Choosing one is kind of weird, so choose 2 is even. Next year I'm going to try 4, okay? So first, this is An Lee. She's a freshman. The reason I chose her is because she's talented. She does a lot of things outside class. One thing that is amazing that I acknowledge is her ice skating skill. What she did during the Vietnamese culture night, and I have never seen that. So she showed that you can do ice skating on a stage. So this is why I chose her. I want to let her know that like her talent doesn't go unnoticed. So I just want to let you know that. My next Honored Argo is Kelly Bowie. I have Kelly since freshman year. Last name Bowie, but we're not related. Every year she's quiet, but like every year she expressed her writing through writing like small things, the appreciation letter. She always said that how I made a difference in her life, and my advices has helped her during the last 4 years of high school. And I want her to know that I appreciate all the letters that she has wrote to me. Thank you.
And this is Jasmine Ortega.
Jasmine first stood out to me last year when she introduced herself to her English class with a poem that shared her identity and her pride in her family with so much nuance and maturity for a freshman. You know, sometimes you listen to those and you're just like kind of in a daze, and when she spoke, I just literally, I looked up and like, who is this girl? What is she writing about? And it's just so good. Since then, Jasmine has strived to live up to the high expectations that she set for herself. Despite all odds stacked up against her, she doesn't take her learning for granted. And I can tell because she goes out of her way to make sure that teachers like me know how much she appreciates the high standards and rigor we offer her, from shooting a note to thank me for criticisms that I've written on her essay, like constructive ones that you spend a lot of time and you're like, are they even gonna notice it? She does, and she appreciates it, and she sends me a note, to being so thoughtful as to get me trinkets on her trip to New York with her family, and even giving me a bouquet of flowers with a heartfelt handwritten note at the end of the school year, which I now have added to my box of treasures for my students throughout the years. When I look back on my career, these little notes are the artifacts of the impact that we as teachers have had on our students. My hope for her is that she continues to use her gift for words as a positive outlet, and to continue to succeed in all areas of her life. Always rooting for you, lady. Dream big. This is Jasmine Ortega.
Jennifer Tim and Diana Martinez. They truly brighten up my day every day through the positive attitude and excellent work ethic. As for Jennifer, she's a quiet, hardworking student. She also has dedicated a huge amount of time helping out the community, involved in extracurricular school activities like the BED and the Viet Culture Night and on. And as for Diana Martinez, usually I select the senior, but she's the exceptional freshman. She comes in class every day with a very positive attitude. I truly adore and respect her for that. Taking Vietnamese is not an easy language, and she does her best to have fun and learn as much as she could. And I really love and respect both of you. Thank you.
My Honored Argo, Beatriz Hernandez. So she's my little freshman who I absolutely adore. She always comes in with this exact smile every time she sees me. And same thing, so anytime anything goes on in the classroom, I just give her a look and it's like we know what each other is thinking. We have, she matches my sassiness, which is something that I absolutely adore. She understands my dry humor, which is something that I really appreciate too. And in science, you know, sometimes you have to get creative and use analogies, and she's the one that's like, oh, okay, Misty, like I get what you're trying to say with that. So I really appreciate having her in the class and kind of hanging out with me and being as bright as she is in the classroom. So this is Beatrice.
Lonnie brings such a great energy and joy every day to class. It really makes the class, our trig stats class, and it makes our class fun and enjoyable, not only for me, but for everybody else in the class. We decided we would try to match today as well, so I don't see anyone else doing that. And she also calls me Queen every day, so I would prefer to be addressed as such. Thank you, Lonnie.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mrs. Quinn, and this is my Honored Argo, Destiny. Destiny is so intelligent and such a leader in the class. And she's so respectful. You know, she's a freshman, so the emails I get from her when she's out are, greetings, Mrs. Quinn, and can I do anything to make up the work? And she is just the best, and I really appreciate having you in the class, so thank you.
Okay, so first we have Naol. Naol is the most ambitious student I've ever had in my life. He didn't want me to mention this because he said it's his greatest failure. He really wanted to graduate high school after his freshman year. He wanted to be done with it. He thought he was going to be able to do it. He said, please don't mention it. It's my greatest failure ever. Also, he's set up for global domination, and he's going to do amazing things. This is Noel. Yeah, this is Sid. Sid was my daughter's mentor for the junior cheerleading stuff, and my daughter thinks she walks on water, and so do I. She made my daughter feel so loved and appreciated, and whenever I'm watching football games on TV, she'll come over, she goes, "Hey, is Sid gonna show up soon?" I'm like, "Well, no, she's on in this game." And every single time a new game's on, "Hey, is Sid gonna be on there?" No, she's not. But Sid is the best. I had them both last year as freshmen. Sadly, I don't have them anymore. I miss having them in my class, but they always stop by regularly to check in. Sid and Noel.
You have to stand. Yes. This is Kasara Lee. She's in my Get 4 this year. Many times community members, they come to me and they ask me if I know of any great students that can help volunteer at events. And most of the time I will make that announcement and I'll hear crickets as a response. Because Sarah always says, "I'll do it." And not only does she get there on time and do the job well, I hear back from the community and they tell me what a wonderful helper she's been, which makes me look good, which makes me a very happy teacher. So, and I appreciate what she does so much, because not only does she represent me when she goes out there, she represents Grove, and she makes our school look fantastic to the community. So everyone's always talking about how great Garden Grove students are in the Vietnamese community. So, not LQ, not Bolsa, but Garden Grove. So, thank you.
Hello, this is Vanessa, and the reason I chose her is because she does something that often goes unnoticed. We had a new student in class who really struggled with everything, like everything. And it was a struggle for me, honestly, to stay motivated, to try and get him on track. But I was really lucky because every day I would see Vanessa lean over and say what page we were on in the notebook, or where something was to be glued, the thing I had just said. So I want to honor Vanessa because she saw someone who was struggling and went out of her way to try and make things better for him. So thank you.
Sorry, girl, my arm's not.
Hi, I'm Jimena Shagani. I'm a school psychologist, and this is my honored Argo, Leslie Gonzalez. I met Leslie in 9th grade. She was and still is bubbly and humorous, always making everybody smile. Leslie's journey through high school has been unique with highs and lows, as all ours. Because we don't have a crystal ball, it was hard to foretell how her personal hurdles would impact her in the long run. What I appreciate about journeying these past 4 years with you, sometimes from afar and sometimes up close, is seeing you grow, conquer, and thrive. I would be remiss if I didn't give your family a shout out. When I see you on campus, when I cross paths with you, I'm reminded of what it's like when we have support, when we feel like we can be lifted and lift each other. And I just feel very encouraged seeing you and what it looks like to overcome hard things. We can do hard things. Thank you.
Normally I choose an Honored Argo that makes me feel special. They are always around and they speak to me and they do so many amazing things. This year is slightly different. So let me introduce Harley to you. Okay?
Hi.
So Harley was my English student last year and he's my TA this year, and Harley makes everyone feel special. Everyone, not just me. He speaks to everyone. He cares. He puts out energy like, I want you to have a great day. When the list came out to choose the Honored Argo, I dashed to my desk and I put in his name right away because I knew that somebody was going to snatch him up, and I did not want you to do that. So let me give you a few examples. So we have a cultural exchange where you bring an object for my students, not for my TA. He dresses full out. He plays full out. He brought food. He brought everything you can think of. If there's a bug in my classroom, he picks it up and he sets it free, regardless of what it is. And then I had a video project and there was a group and they were struggling. He comes in, he becomes the, additional member and made them do something they'd never done before. They were proud of themselves. There were students who were like, I didn't think I was good at anything. And Harry's like, you did that really good. You're great with the camera. You're great with this. I love him. And I just wanted to honor him to say you are going to be amazing. Continue to be the amazing person you are.
Hello, good morning, everyone. This year, I'd like to honor Tristan Marquez. Tristan, I've known you for the last 4 years, and I chose you because of how much growth that I've seen in you the last 4 years. I don't want to get into details about all of what I witnessed, but he can be sometimes really hard on himself, very extremely hard on himself. And basically, I just got to get to reading this. You've shown tremendous growth, Tristan, and it's been over the past 4 years that I've seen you do this. You have dedication and perseverance, and it's inspiring. It reminds me of why I went into teaching, because you just never know. You never know the potential that others can bring and what you can bring. So I want you to remember that, okay? You have so much to be proud of. Continue your efforts. Keep believing in yourself, and always know that you're capable of more great things. Congratulations.
And I have Gerardo in my history class, and I love having you in class. He's excited about history. He wants to know more. He takes it upon himself to help other people in class who are struggling with history, and helps them organize, and doesn't give them answers, but shows them where to find the answers on the readings. And you participate, you come in and say hi, and you have a smile, and you make me love teaching history and sharing facts, and you want to participate. And I just want to say thank you so much for making it so enjoyable to teach and to have you in my class, and you just light up the room, and I love your enthusiasm, and I'm so excited you're going to take APUSH next year, and he wants to take an AP class, not for a grade bump, because he loves history, and I just love that. So thank you, Gerardo. You just make my day happy.
So this is Arturo. He's a senior. I had him when he was a freshman, so it's kind of special with me and the seniors because that was my first year teaching, first year. Ninth graders, and now they're all grown up. So, oh wow, look, I can run up with them. So he has grown so much as a person. I am so impressed with how much Arturo has been willing to join clubs, social spaces, and go to school functions like the Latino Unidos conference, a Day in Her Shoes event, and then he's joined so many different clubs this year. First semester we had our Latino culture night, and then I needed a student to help me with working the computer for rehearsal and also the day, and again, that's a late event. So like the day of, I was like, I need someone on the computer. So what do you think? Can you stay after school? He's like, sure. I'm like, we're gonna be there till like 7:30 at night. So I'm sure. I'm like, okay, awesome. I asked after the last minute, yeah, he didn't hesitate to say yes. All while doing all these things for the first time, he has continued to work hard in his classes, checking in with his teachers, and also giving a good Star Wars joke or pun here and there. Thank you, Arturo, for being such a pleasure to teach. I appreciate having you as a student, and I'm blessed to know you as a person.
Cheers, Miss Anna Din and Miss Jennifer Wu.
Oh, on the left.
Miss Anna, how are you?
And this is Lauren Pham. I've gotten to know Lauren really well this year. She's in my AP research class, and she's also our goal lead. So sometimes, some weeks I spend like almost 20 hours with her. And I could say so many things about her, but the thing that stands out to me the most is how nurturing she is. She really is like a mama bear to like her teammates, her classmates, her friends, and she's really thoughtful. One time I told her like my mom always has like a purple sweet potato for breakfast, and because I saw her eating one, and now every time she has one, she brings an extra one for me, and I just love that she remembers that and cares about me. So thank you, Lauren.
Honored Argo isn't here, but it's Sophia only, and if you guys know her, had the chance, I never actually had her as a student, but I often hang out in the 6th period cheer and I've gotten to know her, and she's just so pure and good and positive. She's left a lasting mark on me, but it's also her birthday today, so she's ditched me for
Yeah, so cute. Other students. So there are a few teachers who couldn't make it today, but we still want to recognize our students. The first one is Kennedy Clay. Where are you? Kennedy, we saw you this morning. Where did she go? She was here. Okay. Well, I'm just going to read her description anyways. So, the description recommended of Kennedy Clay. Kennedy, you are the kindest and sweetest student. Your note to my box bring a tear to my eye and a smile to my face. Every time I am absent, you welcome me back with a huge hug and the most enthusiastic welcome back. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate all your small gestures. I am so grateful to have you this year. Thank you for being here. All right, so that's Kennedy. Next we have Johnny Boyd. Where's Johnny? Johnny, you here? Okay. So Mr. Endow selected Johnny, and this is what he said about Johnny. Johnny demonstrates his daily pursuit for excellence in his academic work and towards his future career goals. He's been a positive influence and role model towards his peers. He is a true leader. It's a pleasure to have him in my class this year. All right, go Johnny. Next, we have Natalie Canales. Natalie, where are you? Natalie here? Okay. So Natalie was selected by Mr. Devon Johnson. This is what he wrote about her. Natalie Canales is a joy to have in the classroom. She comes into the class every day with a positive attitude. She has come a long way. Okay. Anyone I'm missing? Any teachers didn't get a chance to go? No, said about you, Josh. Okay. Joshua is an amazing young man. I have known Joshua since his freshman year here at Grove. I remember on the first day of class that Joshua made a point of wanting to know how to pronounce my name correctly. He's one of the most personable people I have ever met. He cares about others in ways a few people do. This is the third year that Joshua is in my class, and every year he continues to impress and amaze me with his thoughtfulness and kindness. I will miss him next year. All right, go Joshua. All right, you are truly special. The work that you do every single day is recognized by your teachers, and it was tough for them to only pick one. Okay, so that's really tough. But be proud of yourself and continue the good work. Okay, teachers, thank you so much for taking the time to write a little thing about your students and to just to recognize our students and to celebrate them. I know it's a lot of work. When you sit down and do all that, but thanks for doing all this. Lastly, thank you, yearbook. Emptying my trunk, setting everything up, sent 10 of them to the fridge over the lounge to empty that fridge. So they did a lot of work to help us for this event. And thank you, Argo TV. They were here this early this morning, getting their